Welcome to the Explainer. You know, sometimes you come across a single line in an ancient text that just, well, it changes everything. Today, we're cracking open one of those lines. We're going to find a hidden code, a secret that suggests one man's journey thousands of years ago wasn't just a story in history, it was literally the blueprint for history itself. And it all starts right here. These few words from the Holy Zohar. Another interpretation. And Jacob went out from Beersheba. Now, on the surface, that sounds pretty straightforward, right? A guy leaves town. But the Zohar is waving a flag here, telling us, hey, look closer. This isn't about geography, it's about cosmology. This one act of leaving isn't just an event that happened in the past. It's the very event that generates the reality we've been living in ever since. So let's really picture this. Try to see it. It's dawn. You've got Jacob, and he's walking away from Beersheba, the Well of Seven, a place just overflowing with holiness, with revealed divinity. The land he's leaving behind is literally glowing with this sacred light. But the road ahead, it leads to a place called Haran, a name that means wrath, anger, concealment. He is stepping out of a world of pure light and walking straight into shadow. Okay, now as we're watching him walk, something amazing happens. The image starts to shift, to morph. That single person on a dusty road, suddenly, he's a whole nation, fleeing a burning temple in Jerusalem. Now, he's part of a caravan of exiles, crossing endless deserts into Babylon. Now we see countless people, our ancestors, navigating the strange and towering cities of Rome, of Spain, of all the far-flung corners of the world. You see, the Zohar is revealing this profound secret. These aren't different, separate exiles. It's all one single continuous event, a soul event, a spiritual pattern playing out over and over and over again across thousands of years. So, here's the journey we're going on today. First, we'll look at the archetypal departure to really get a grip on this pattern. Then, we'll decode the exile blueprint. After that, we dive into the deep end with the cosmic engine, the spiritual physics of it all. We'll make sense of it with two worlds, one story. And finally, we'll understand the journey home. All right, let's start at the beginning, the archetypal departure. We're about to explore why this specific moment, Jacob leaving his home, isn't just some historical story. It's the prototype. It's the master pattern for every kind of displacement, physical, spiritual, and historical, that would ever happen after. And to really get this, we have to understand this word archetype. Think of it like a master mold, the original pattern from which all other copies are made. Jacob's journey isn't just the first in a long line of events. It is the mold that shapes every single one that follows. It's the source code. You see, this taps into a core mystical principle. Ma'aseh avot siman lebanim. It means the actions of the ancestors are a blueprint for the descendants. And this isn't just a nice proverb. It's treated like a law of spiritual physics. Abraham's personal journey down to Egypt, that was a preview. It pre-enacted the national exile there centuries later. In the exact same way, Jacob's journey to Haran prefigured our current, longest, and final exile. So now we're going to go deeper to what's called the Sod, the secret level of understanding. We're about to see how this one event isn't just a sign or a symbol, but the actual living source code for a historical pattern that just keeps replicating itself. A modern analogy actually makes this ancient secret click. Think of Jacob's departure like deploying the master instance of a super complex software system. His soul event is the original perfect code. All the later exiles, they're like cloning that master instance and installing it in multiple, remote, and often hostile environments. And here's the key. Each clone, each exile, carries the exact same core spiritual code. The only difference is that it has to operate under these foreign constraints, these strange conditions that are designed to hide what it's really doing. Okay, now we're getting to the real heart of it all, the most profound part of this whole explainer, the cosmic engine. We are about to break down the spiritual physics, the mystical mechanics of how this blueprint actually functions. This is where the story of one man walking down a road becomes the story of the entire cosmos. So in Kabbalah, the patriarchs aren't just historical figures. They actually embody cosmic principles called the Sefirot. And Jacob, well, Jacob is Tiferet. That's the principle of beauty, balance, harmony. He represents the masculine principle, the central channel of divine energy flowing into the world. You could call him the groom. And the essential partner to Tiferet is Malchut, which means kingdom. This is the sephira that actually touches our physical world. It's the vessel that receives all that divine light. This is what we call the Shekhinah, the immanent divine presence. It represents the feminine principle, the bride. And these two, Tiferet and Malchut, are always in relationship. And here it is, the crucial point. The Zohar reveals a fundamental law of spiritual physics. When Jacob, who is Tiferet, leaves Beersheba, the wellspring of divine flow, it's a cosmic event. It's the groom descending from his throne room. And because the bride, Malchut, is completely, inextricably linked to him, she must descend with him. The divine presence itself enters exile alongside its people. That is the engine. It's a cosmic love story where the divine presence refuses to be separated from us, even in the deepest darkness. This state is what we call galut, or exile, and it's so critical to get this. From this perspective, galut is not a punishment. It's a state of cosmic displacement, where the divine light is intentionally hidden, purposefully concealed. It's a mission. It's a descent for the sake of a much greater ascent that's coming later. And what is that mission? What is that ascent? It's called tikkun, rectification or repair. The whole idea is that at the dawn of creation, the primordial vessels couldn't contain the immense divine light, and they shattered. Holy sparks fell and got embedded in the very fabric of our material world. So the entire purpose of exile is to go out into those foreign domains and do the work of tikkun, to find, to gather, and to elevate these hidden sparks of holiness, and in doing so, restore cosmic harmony. This table just lays out the shift perfectly. Back in the Holy Land, the spiritual state is one of revealed unity. The color is white, brilliant light, pure mercy. But in exile, the state becomes one of hidden presence. The dominant color shifts to red or a dim light, which represents judgment and concealment. But, and this is so important, the energy isn't gone. It hasn't disappeared. It's just transformed. It now exists as hidden sparks, just waiting to be found. And you can see how this single root event just fractally expands throughout history. Jacob's one journey becomes the master template for the 4 major exiles of Jewish history: Babylon, Persia, Greece, and of course, the final, longest one of Edom, or Rome. The mission is to find those sparks scattered among the 70 archetypal nations of the world, to elevate all of reality back to its divine source. Okay, I know these are incredibly deep, cosmic ideas, so to make them a lot more tangible, a lot more real, we're going to look at this entire process through 2 very different but totally parallel analogies. We're going to translate this one story into 2 languages you'll definitely understand. So check this out. We can look at this exact same process through 2 completely different lenses. On the left, we've got the language of adventure, a hero's quest, like a video game. And on the right, we have the language of technology, a cosmic systems deployment. Believe it or not, they are both telling the exact same story of exile and redemption. First, the video game version. Think of the soul of the Jewish people as the hero of the game. They have to leave the safe zone, the main castle, which is the Holy Land. They get sent on this critical mission into multiple, really challenging worlds or levels. Those are the different exiles. But they don't go empty-handed. They carry a hidden power-up. That's the divine spark within. And what's the mission? To beat the challenges and gather all the lost light particles, the holy sparks of tikkun. And the ultimate end goal? Restore the entire kingdom to its full, brilliant glory. Now for the cosmic engineering version. The collective soul is like a core system deployed from the main server onto all these external, unstable networks. That's the nations of the world. In these foreign environments, it has to operate in a low-power or concealed mode just to survive. Its primary directive is to maintain its core data integrity no matter what. But all the while, it's performing a crucial function. It's gathering critical data, those holy sparks. And this data is absolutely essential for the final phase, a full system-wide reintegration, a complete reboot of reality itself. So now that we see exile as a mission, not a tragedy, we can finally understand the end of the story, the end that was encoded in its very beginning. We can talk about the journey home. Let's just state it again, because this changes everything. This entire multi-millennial process of struggle and displacement has a clear, defined objective. It's a cosmic treasure hunt.
The whole point is to go out into the farthest, darkest reaches of creation, find those divine sparks that are hidden in the most mundane, everyday stuff, and through our actions, what we eat, what we say, how we do business, elevate them back to their source.
And this brings us to a really beautiful image from the Zohar that shows us the path home. The divine presence, the Shekinah that went into exile with us, is described as a well in the field. The life-giving water is right there with us the whole time, but its opening is covered by a huge, heavy stone. That's the weight of exile, of concealment, of disunity. One person can't move it alone. The final redemption, the Zohar says, only happens when all the flocks, representing all the scattered souls, finally gather together in unity and purpose. The power to roll away that stone, to end the exile, is and always has been in our collective hands. And this really brings us to our final thought. Jacob's journey started this mission, and we are living in its final stages. So if exile is truly a mission and not some terrible punishment, it just begs the question for every single one of us. What is my soul's specific mission right now, in this place, at this time? What hidden spark am I, and only I, here to find and elevate? Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.